Good day, guys. Here is the video discussion for the remaining items or problems dun sa ating ginawang refresher course para sa PIPE. So, in this video, I'm going to discuss the solution para dun sa problems number 23 to 50. Pero hatiin ko to into different parts para hindi mahaba at hindi malaki yung file at madali natin may upload at madali ninyo ma-view. So, in this part 1 ng ating video discussion for the continuation ng pipe refresher, I will discuss yung numbers 23 hanggang number 29 yata. Ano? Okay, so these numbers natin i-discuss para sa first part na to is about refrigeration and air conditioning. Okay? Ayan. So, then after nito, i-forward ko na lang or send ko na lang sa ating group chat yung PDF file ng ating naging solution para meron kayo nakikita habang pinapanood niyo yung ating video discussion. So may nakalagay na din dito na calculator para masundan nyo din kung paano siya kinompute. Then mag-compute on your own para makasabay din sa ating discussion. Alright, so let us start with problem number 23. So a refrigerating system operates on the reverse Carnot cycle. The higher temperature of the refrigerant in the system is 120 degree Fahrenheit, and the lower temperature is 10 degree Fahrenheit. The capacity is 20 tons of refrigeration. Neglecting losses, determine the compressor's horsepower. So again, reverse Carnot cycle or Carnot cycle man yan operates between two temperature limits lang. So in this problem, we have the higher temperature side of 120 degree Fahrenheit and the lower temperature side of 10 degree Fahrenheit. So dito, binigay din yung capacity or refrigerating capacity. Pag sinabi natin capacity ng refrigerating system, ang tinutukoy natin capacity sa kanya is yung kakayahan niya to extract heat from the lower temperature heat source. So that is the amount of heat added to the system. That is 20 tons of refrigeration. So neglecting losses, hinahanap sa problem na to is the compressor's horsepower or yung work input to the compressor. Ayan. So for this Carnot cycle or for this reverse Carnot cycle, para makuha natin yung work, gamitin natin yung formula ng COP. Well, generally, ang formula ng COP is equal lang to QA over work input kay compressor. And for reverse Carnot cycle, meron nga tayong derived formula nito using the temperatures. COP is equal to TL over TH minus TL. So equate lang natin ang dalawang formulas nito ni COP. Ayan. Equate lang natin itong dalawang formulas na ito ni COP para makuha natin yung work input kay compressor. Just take note na dito sa formula ng COP using temperatures, dapat yan is naka-absolute. Alright, so substitute lang natin dito. So QA natin is equal to 20 tons of refrigeration over WC. Yun yung ating nahanap. Pero yung QA natin dito sa taas, convert na natin siya para direktang makuha natin ang work is naka-horsepower. Again, by conversion, ang 1 ton of refrigeration is equivalent sa 12,000 in BTU per hour. Kung gustong naka-SI unit, that is equivalent naman sa 3.5167 kilowatts. So, cancel out yung TR, ma-convert natin siya to BTU per hour. And then, from that, saka natin siya convert into horsepower. Again, by conversion, ang 1 horsepower naman is equivalent sa 2545 BTU per hour. So, tandaan ang mga conversions at makakatulong din niya sa inyong pagsusolve ng mga problems dito. Equate natin sa derived formula ng COP for reverse Carnot cycle. TL is 10. But again, kailangan naka-absolute. So, plus 460 para in Rankine. All over TH na 120 minus TL na 10. Etong nasa baba, hindi ko na siya ginawang naka-absolute pareho kasi yung change in Fahrenheit ay equal lang sa change in Rankine. So, cancel out ito. So, makukuha nating work will be in horsepower. So, I-calculate nga natin. Ayan. So, hindi ko na to shift solve para sa ganun ay mas mabilis nating makuha yung sagot at para mahasa din kayo sa algebraic manipulation. So, yung QA sa taas, that is 20 times 12,000 divided by 2,545. 2,545. Tapos, sa ilalim is yung nasa kabilang side ng equal sign. So, pagpapalitin ko lang ng position, yung WC at saka yung nasa kabilang side. Okay? So, all over 10 plus 460 over 120 minus 10. Para diretso natin makukuha is work input agad ni compressor in horsepower. Okay? Ayan. So, that is 22.08 horsepower. Ayun. So, hindi na natin siya sinif solve. So, pinagpalit lang natin ito. Ayan, para direktang input sa calcu at direktang makuha ang load. So, that's it. Work input kay compressor, 22.08 horsepower. The next item tayo, itaas lang natin. Ito. Number 24 naman. So, for number 24, an ammonia simple saturation cycle operates with a suction pressure of 291.6 kilopascals and a condenser pressure of 1204 kilopascals. Develops 10 tons of refrigeration. Determine the theoretical COP of the cycle. The following enthalpies have been found: condenser entrance and exit, compressor entrance and exit. Ayun. So, by the way, para dito kay number 23, so tama naman yung sagot natin. Letter A, ayan, 22.08 horsepower. Proceed lang tayo dito number 24. So, dapat letter A, 5.44 ang ating makuha. So, first one, pag sinabi nating simple saturation cycle, yan din yung vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Yung basic. Bakit tumaas? Ayan. Yung basic na vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Si drawing natin yung kanyang pH diagram. Ayun. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ito yung pressure versus enthalpy diagram ng isang simple saturation cycle or vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Process 1 to 2, ito yung isentropic compression. 2 to 3 is the isobaric heat rejection. 3 to 4 is the isenthalpic expansion process. And 4 to 1 is the isobaric heat addition process. So, dito ammonia ang ginamit na refrigerant. Pero okay lang kahit wala tayong ref table kasi binigay naman na kay problem yung mga properties which is enthalpy ng ammonia into different conditions, from different conditions. So, suction pressure, suction is nandito sa 0.1 and again, process 4 to 1 is constant pressure. So, either P4 yan or P1, that is the suction pressure of 291.6 kilopascals. Tapos, condenser pressure, condenser is at process 2 to 3, constant din ang pressure dyan. So, either P2 or P3, they are just the same. That is 1204 kilopascals. Then, nakadevelop daw siya ng 10 tons of refrigeration. So, again, pag sinabi nating TR, yun ay unit ng refrigerating capacity or QA. 10 tons of refrigeration. So, ang hinahanap, ano daw ang COP ng cycle natin. So, kung gagamitin natin yung general formula ulit ng COP ng isang refrigeration cycle, that is equal sa QA over work net input sa ating system. Okay? QA over work net input. Yung QA natin dito is nangyayari nga dito sa process 4 to 1. So, kung i-apply natin by energy balance sa process 4 to 1, ang QA is equal sa H1 minus H4. While yung work net input naman natin nangyayari lang din sa isang component, that is at the compressor sa 1 to 2. Kasi sa expansion, walang nangyayari diyang work or walang work transfer or energy transfer kasi nga ang enthalpy dyan is constant. Isenthalpic expansion process yan. Kaya yung network input natin nakukuha lang kay compressor. At process 1 to 2 by energy balance, that is equal sa H2 minus H1. So basically, para dito sa COP or theoretical COP ng cycle na to, in terms lang ng enthalpies. Okay? So given naman nga lahat sa ating problem, so basically ito ay direct substitute lang. So point 1 is entrance kay compressor. So H1 is compressor entrance of 1450.2. Minus ang H4 naman, kagaya na sinabi ko kanina, ang process 3 to 4 is isenthalpic. Kaya ang H3 ay equal sa H4. So yung H4 na kailangan natin, makukuha natin galing kay H3. At ang point 3 ay exit galing kay condenser. Kaya ang gagamitin natin for H4 is yung condenser exit na 346.6 in kilojoules per kilograms. Ang point 2 is exit kay compressor, that is 1653. Minus H1, yun pa rin 1450.2 in kilojoules per kilogram. Tandaan that COP is a dimensionless parameter. So, dapat walang unit na matitira for this parameter. So, calculate natin. Okay. So, 1450.2 minus 346.6 over 1653 minus 1450.2. Ayun, that is 5.44. Which is tama naman mula din sa ating letter na binigay sa inyo, that is at letter A. So, tandaan lang, for a simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle, so ito yung kanyang pH diagram at ito yung mga processes na involved sa kanya. 1 to 2 isentropic compression, 2 to 3 isobaric heat rejection, 3 to 4 is isenthalpic expansion, and 4 to 1 is isobaric heat addition process. So in general naman, for any refrigeration cycle, so ito yung ating COP. QA over work net in. Alright, so that is for problem number 24. So let us proceed to another problem. Dito naman kay number 25. Kasulin natin, ayan. So medyo malaki yung space natin dito since medyo mahaba-haba ang problem. Alright, so discuss ulit natin. An air refrigeration system having pressure ratio of 5 takes air at 0 degrees Celsius. It is compressed and then cooled to 19 degrees Celsius at constant pressure. If the efficiency of the compressor is 95% and that of the expander is 75%, determine the COP of the system. If the flow of air is 75 kilograms per minute, assume compression and expansion processes to be isentropic. Then take properties of air as K is 1.4, Cp is 1, and Cv is 0.72 kilojoules per kilogram. Kilojoules per kilo. Kulang. Kilojoules per kilogram, Kelvin dapat. Ang unit natin ng CPC. Ayun. Okay, so etong ating refrigeration system naman na ito ay air ang gamit na refrigerant. So take note that an air refrigeration system works on the principle of a Bell-Coleman cycle, where Bell-Coleman cycle is also known as the reversed Brayton cycle. Ayun. Okay. So, kaya kapag nakita natin si air refrigeration system, so that is Bell-Coleman cycle as well, and also reverse Brayton cycle. So, lahat ng refrigeration cycles, they came from reverse ng isang heat engine cycle. So, kagaya na lang nito. Okay? Kagaya na lang din ni Carnot, kagaya na lang din nung sa vapor compression cycle kanina. Alright. So, kung ito-drawing natin yung PV diagram ng cycle na to, so, ito si PV diagram. Ayan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ang mga processes na involved dito, same lang din sa mga processes na involved sa isang Brayton cycle. That is SPSP, kung inyong maalala. Or isentropic, isobaric, isentropic, isobaric. Okay? So, ang naging iba lang, kaya siya naging reverse, nagbaliktad yung order, okay, ng mga processes dito kay refrigeration cycle. So, dun sa Brighton cycle, ang QA doon is nangyayari at high temperature side at ang heat rejection sa lower. Pero dito, since ni-reverse nga natin siya, so heat addition is nandito sa lower temperature side at ang heat rejection nandito sa high temperature side. Then, work of compressor dito sa process 1 to 2. At ang work on expansion is nandito naman sa process 3 to 4. So again, reverse Brighton cycle or Bell-Coleman cycle or air refrigeration system is 1 to 2 process, isentropic compression, 2 to 3, isobaric heat rejection, 3 to 4, isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 is isobaric heat addition process. So, SPSP pa. Ayan. So, yung mga given sa ating problem, una, meron daw siyang pressure ratio na 5. So, RP yun. So, by the way, Brighton cycle man yan, o reverse Brighton cycle, so mag-ooperate lang yan between two pressure sides. Okay? So, dito sa process 4 to 1, nandito yung minimum pressure. Dito sa process 2 to 3, nandito ang maximum pressure. So, it takes air at 0 degrees Celsius. So, yun yung pagpasok. That is at point 1, 0 degrees Celsius. Then, it is compressed and then cooled to 19 degrees Celsius at constant pressure. So, dalawang process yung dinaanan na bago ma-achieve yung 19 degrees Celsius na temperature. Compression is 1 to 2 at ang cooling is 2 to 3. Therefore, yung temperature na 19, that is temperature at 0.3 na. Alright, 19 degrees Celsius. Kasi yun yung naging temperature after nitong dalawang series of processes na yun. Then, merong given na mga efficiencies. Efficiency ng compressor is 95%. At efficiency ng expander is 75%. So, ang hinahanap ay COP ng system. Ayan. So, COP of the system. Kapag merong mass flow rate na 75 kilograms per minute ng air at pareho lang ang process na nangyayari kay compressor at expander. Then, we have the properties of air. So, yun yung ating mga gagamitin. Alright. So, basically, this is from the principle of ideal gas lang din. Gawa na nga ang ating working substance or yung refrigerant is ideal gas na air. Yun lang din yung ating mga principles na gagamitin. So, COP ng reverse Brighton cycle. So, actually, may konting kulang lang dito sa ating problem na to. Kasi hindi indicate kung ano bang COP ang ating dapat na makuha. If that is based on theoretical or based on actual. Kasi meron tayo dito mga given na mga efficiencies. Okay? So, kung i-consider natin ito, yung ating magiging analysis dapat is based on actual. Okay? Pero let us try na kuhanin pareho. COP on theoretical at saka COP on actual na basis. Alright? So, kung base muna tayo sa theoretical, ang COP is ganun pa rin. That is the ratio of heat added to the work net input to the system. Yung work net input dito, hindi na lang basta galing kay compressor. Kasi, yung expansion process dito, nagkakaroon din ng work transfer. Okay? Therefore, yung work net input natin dito is the difference na ng work input kay compressor at yung work output kay expander. Okay? So, ganun na yung ating magiging work net input kay reverse Brighton cycle. WC minus WP. Or, pwede rin naman na yung ating maging work net input dito will be in terms ng difference ng heat transfer as equal sa QR minus QA. Alright? Ayan. So, kung isa-substitute natin yung formulas ng mga ito, okay? Let us say ang gamitin natin is itong in terms ng mga Q or ng mga heat. So, ang QA is nasa process 4 to 1, isobaric yung process doon, kaya yun is MCP T1 minus T4. Alright, ayan. Over ang QR naman is nasa process 2 to 3, isobaric din yon, kaya that is MCP T 2 minus T3. Okay? Tapos, copy lang uli yung QA, that is MCP T1 minus T4. So, as you can see, lahat sila is common yung MCP. By the way, by application ng conservation of mass, ang mass ng air all throughout the system is equal or constant. So, pwede nating i-cancel out ang mga CPs or ang mga MCPs. So, ang matitira lang dito is mga temperatures. So, T1 minus T4 all over T2 minus T3 minus T1 minus T4. So, basically, ang kailangan na lang natin dito para hindi na maging mahaba ang ating discussion or ang maging analysis natin ng COP ay mga temperatures na lamang. So, meron na tayo ditong T1 at saka T3. So, ang nawawala na lang ay T2 at saka T4. So, kuhanin muna natin is yung T2 that will be from process 1 to 2 na isentropic or constant entropy process. So, from ideal gas, merong relation ng pressure and temperature. That is P2 over P1. Okay? Raised to K minus 1 over K na equal sa T2 over T1. So, gamitin natin to, hanapin ang T2. So, ang gagawin ko, yung T1, i-cross multiply ko na lang doon para diretso na sa calcu ang input at makuha agad natin ang T2. So, T1 is 0. But again, kailangan naka-absolute. So, plus 273 para Kelvin. Again, ang P2, that is the maximum pressure and P1 is the minimum. So, maximum over minimum pressure, that is the pressure ratio or RP. So, pwede natin siyang i-equate sa RP na 5 raised to K minus 1 over K. Alright, so temperature 2, calculate natin. So, 0 plus 273 times 5 raised to K minus 1 over K. So, that is 432.38. Ayan. 432.38 ang temperature 2. Next is temperature 4. Makuha naman natin siya from process 3 to 4 na isentropic process pa din. Okay? And using the same principle, relation pa rin ang pressure and temperature. That will be P3 over P4 raised to K minus 1 over K na equal sa T3 over T4. Ayan. So, kuhanin natin si T4. So, again, ang gagawin ko dito, yung T3 nandito, tapos etong may pressure na to, ilalagay ko dun sa ilalim. So, pagpapalitin ko sila ni T4. So, T3 natin dyan is 19 plus 273 para absolute din in Kelvin. And again, ang P3 ay equal sa P2, ang P4 ay equal sa P1. So, basically, yung P3 over P4 ay equal sa P2 over P1 na equal pa rin nga sa RP. Okay? Raised to K minus 1 over K. Ayun na, tatandaan. Ang pressure ratio na RP, that is equal sa P2 over P1 and equal din sa P3 over P4 for theoretical analysis. Ayan, so T4 ay equal, so 19 plus 273 over 5 raised to 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. So, 184.36. 184.36 Kelvin. Ayun, so meron na tayo mga temperatures. So, makukuha na natin yung theoretical na COP ng system na to. Okay, nakikita pa ba? Yes. Alright. So, idiretso na dyan sa ating formula, T1 minus T4. Ang T1 natin is 0. Gawin natin naka-absolute na. So, plus 273 is 273. Minus T4, that is 184.36. Over T2, 432.38 minus T3. Ang T3 natin ay 19 degrees Celsius. Gawin natin siya naka-absolute plus 273 That is 292. Tama? Tama. 292 Kelvin. Minus, yun ulit, T1, 273, minus T4, 184.36. Ayun. So, ang theoretical nating CPI, 1.71. 1.71. Ayun. Which is, tama din sa ating nakalagay sa ating answer key, which is letter A. Alright? But again, sabi ko nga kanina, medyo hindi maliwanag yung ating problem na to, kung ano bang COP yung ating pinapahanap. Okay? Pero, base sa ating sagot, ang pinapahanap pala talaga is theoretical. Okay? Since, yun yung nasa ating choices. Alright? At yun yung ating nasa answer key. Okay? Pero let us try na kuhanin na rin yung para sa actual, para matingnan natin kung pag actual ba ay wala ba talaga sa choices ang sagot. Alright? Lagyan lang natin ang hati. So, kapag actual na yung ating COP, so lagyan natin ng apostrophe, COP prime. So, pwedeng ganito pa rin yung ating maging formula. Okay? So, meron lang mga temperatures na magbabago dyan. So, di ba? That is T1 minus T4. So, magiging T1 minus T4 prime over T2 prime minus T3 minus, ganun pa rin, T1 minus T4. So, kumbaga, in this actual na analysis natin ng COP, so magkakaroon tayo ng panibagong temperatures such as T4 prime and T2 prime. Alright? Ayun. So, paano natin makukuha ang mga temperatures na yun? Ilipat ko lang dito ang ating calculator. Saan ba? Dito. Ayan. So, ilipat lang natin dito. Okay, so paano ba natin makukuha yung mga T4 prime at saka T2 prime? So, unahin natin si T2 prime. So, si T2 prime is after the compression process. So, gagamitin lang natin yung compressor's efficiency. So, generally, ang compressor's efficiency is ideal work ni compressor over actual work ni compressor. So, kung isa-substitute natin yung formulas ni work ni compressor, ideal man or actual, that is MCP delta T lang din, pareho. Okay? So, pwede natin i-cancel out yung mga MCP, matitira ratio ng change of temperature. So, for ideal work ni compressor at process 1 to 2, in terms ng change of temperature, that is T2 minus T1. While yung actual niya is T2 prime minus T1. Ayun. So, galing dito, kuhanin natin yung actual na T2 prime. Ang compressor's efficiency is 95% or 0.95. Equal sa, ang theoretical na T2 na na-compute natin is 432.38. Minus yung T1 na 0 degrees Celsius plus 273 or 273 Kelvin. Over T2 prime minus T1. Na ang T1 nga ay 273. Okay, so kuhanin natin T2 prime. Calculate. Ayan, so T2, 432.38 minus T1, 273. I-divide ko yung compressor's efficiency, 0.95. Okay? Tapos, mag-i-equal yan sa T2 prime minus 273. So, dagdagan natin ng 273 para makuha natin si T2 prime. That is equal sa 440.77. Again, mag-compute din ng lahat using your calculator para nasusundan yung ating kinocompute at sinusulat dito sa ating presentation. So, 440.77 Kelvin ang T2 prime. Then, para naman sa T4 prime, makukuha naman natin yan using expander's efficiency. So, kung dito sa compressor, ideal over actual, kay expander naman is baligtad. That is actual work ng expander over ideal work ng expander. At in terms ng change of temperature, ang para kay actual ay T3 minus T4 prime over T3 minus T4. So, substitute natin, hanapin natin si T4 prime. Okay, so expander efficiency 75% or 0.75. Equal sa, ang T3 nga is 19 degrees Celsius plus 273 or 292 minus yung hinahanap nating T4. Ganun pa rin, 292 ang T3 minus ang T4 na theoretical is yung nasolve natin kaninang 184.36. So, ang T4 prime ay equal sa. So, ang gawin ko yung nasa ilalim, T3, 292 minus T4 na 184.36, i-cross multiply ko sa expander efficiency na 0.75. Ayan. Tapos, mag-i-equal ito sa T3 minus T4 prime. So, para makuha yung T4 prime, yung T3 na 292, ima-minus natin dun sa naging answer. Okay? So, ito na yung magiging T4 prime. 211.27. 211.27 in absolute Kelvin. Then, ayan, meron na tayong T2 prime and T4 prime. So, substitute na natin dito ay COP prime. So, kuhanin natin ang actual na COP. So, T1 is 273 minus T4 prime 211.27 over T2 prime 440.77 minus T3 na 292. Minus, copy lang yung nasa taas, 273 minus 211.27. Ngayon, so based on this, ang atin namang COP prime ay 0.71. So, bumaba yung COP because in-account natin yung mga losses sa mga components kagaya ng sa compressor at saka sa expander. Okay? So, syempre, bababa yung kanyang performance or kumbaga yung tinatawag nating efficiency sa mga engine, gawa nga ng in-account na natin yung mga losses sa iba't ibang mga components. Ayan, so as you can see, kung actual yung ating hanapin, so wala talaga sa choices. Although, pwede nating, ayun, medyo parang katulad siya din sa letter A, pero kung sakto talaga yung gusto natin sa problem na to is theoretical talaga yung hinahanap. Okay? Ayan, so kung gano'n ang mangyayari sa atin, halimbawa na ganito, may counter din natin yung ganitong problem. So, kuhanin na lang natin pareho. Okay, kuhanin nyo na lang pareho, theoretical at saka actual, at tingnan sa choices kung alin ba sa dalawa ang ayun. Okay? So, kuhanin na lang pareho, theoretical and actual, at tingnan na lang sa choices kung alin ba ang nandoon ang sagot. Okay? If ever na pareho ay nasa choices, well, itanong na lang sa proctor or sa examiner kung alin ba talaga ang hinahanap. Alright? But again, theoretical or actual, so ganito yung ating analysis ng COP of reverse Brighton cycle. Alright, so let us proceed naman to problem number 26. Balik ko lang dito si Calcu. Okay, so problem number 26. The recirculated air of 8 kg per second with 53 kilojoules per kilogram enthalpy and outside air of 2 kg per second with 90 kilojoules per kilogram of enthalpy enters the conditioning unit. Determine the air conditioning capacity if supply enthalpy to be conditioned to the conditioned space is 42 kilojoules per kilogram. So, air conditioning system naman ito. So, ang hinahanap lang natin dito ay yung air conditioning capacity or yung capacity dun sa air conditioning unit. So, kung ating idodrawing, ganito yung, at kung inyong naaalala, ito yung ating air conditioning unit, ACU, ika nga. Na diba ang ginagamit natin, ACU is yung CDA, Cooling and Dehumidifying Apparatus. So, yung pumasok dito na hangin is mixture. Okay? Mixture ng outside air at saka ng recirculated air. Recirculated. Ayan. Okay? So, nagmix yung dalawa, yung outside at saka recirculated air, at yun yung pinroseso dito kay ACU na to or dun sa air conditioning unit. Okay? Tapos, pagka-condition dito sa ACU, so lalabas siya as a supply air. Ayan. So, let us say ito yung mixture. Yun. So, ang hinahanap is yung air conditioning capacity dito kay ACU. So, ano bang ginagawa dito? This involves heating or cooling process kasi nga CDA ang ating gagamitin saan. So, basically, yung capacity niya is yung cooling capacity sa ACU, okay? Or air conditioning unit or dun sa air conditioner. So, makukuha natin siya in terms of change of enthalpy. So, that will be equal lang sa mass flow rate ng supply air times the change of enthalpy, which will be enthalpy ng mixture minus enthalpy ng supply air. So, inuna ko yung enthalpy ng mixture kasi mas mataas siya kumpara dun kay supply air. Alright? Kasi nga, ang nangyayari dito is rejection ng heat. So, kung gagawin natin final minus initial, magne-negative yan. Which is correct din naman kasi nga cooling ang process. But to make it in absolute value, so ginawa ko na lang siyang enthalpy ng mixture minus enthalpy ng supply air. Or mas malaking enthalpy minus mas maliit. So, for this problem, we have properties given for the supply air. Ayan. So, for the supply air, ang enthalpy niya is yung 42 kilojoules per kilogram. Ang wala pa lang tayo is yung enthalpy ng mixture. Yun, yung enthalpy ng mixture. Nawawala. Enthalpy ng mixture. At saka yung mass ng mixture or mass ng supply air. By the way, kapag nag-mix na yung dalawang air, yung outside at saka recirculated, equal na din yun sa mass flow rate ng supply. So, makukuha lang natin yung para sa mixture galing dito sa air mixing process na ito ng outside and recirculated. Okay? So, by application lang ng conservation of mass and energy. So, that will be mass of outside air times enthalpy niya plus mass ng recirculated times enthalpy niya ay equal sa mass ng mixture times enthalpy ng mixture. So, this is by energy and mass balance lang. So, substitute for outside air, ang mass is 2 kg per second at ang enthalpy is 90. Plus, para kay recirculated air, that is 8 at ang enthalpy niya ay 53. Equal sa, well, ang mass ng mixture ay summation lang ng mass ng dalawa. That is 2 plus 8 lang times the enthalpy of the mixture. So, solve natin. Ayan. So, 2 times, lagay ko lang ulit dito sa tabi. 2 times 90 plus 8 times 52. Ayan. Tapos, divide lang natin sa mass ng mixture na 10. Ayun. So, the enthalpy of the mixture is 60.4 kilojoules per kilograms. So, okay na yung mga enthalpies natin at yung mass naman nga ng supply air ay summation lang ng mass ng dalawa. So, mako-compute na natin yung cooling capacity ng AC unit. So, mass of supply air is 2 plus 8 or 10 kg per second times yung 60.4 na enthalpy ng mixture minus 42 na enthalpy ng supply air in kilojoules per kilograms. So, cancel out yung kilograms. So, air conditioning capacity will be in kilojoule per second or kilowatts. So, 60.4 nasa calculator natin, i-minus natin yung 42, then multiply natin yung mass natin. So, sakto ang QAC or air conditioning capacity 184 kilowatts. which is letter D. At tama naman din sa ating binigay na answer. Alright, so ganun lang ulit para dito ay refrigerating capacity. Next tayo, dito naman kay problem number 27. Ayan, medyo mahaba-haba uli ang ating space dito since medyo mahaba-haba yung ating discussion for this problem. Alright, ayan. Let me read. The evaporative condenser of an ammonia refrigeration plant has a water flow rate of 130 kg per second and enters at natural draft cooling tower at 43 degrees Celsius. The water is cooled to 30 degrees Celsius by air entering a 27 degrees Celsius dry bulb, 24 degrees Celsius wet bulb. The air leaves the tower at 90% RH and 32 degrees Celsius dry bulb. Calculate the percent makeup water needed by the tower. So, itong problem na ito naman is from cooling tower. So, drawing natin siya para mas makita natin yung mga sinasabi natin properties dito. So, basically, yung cooling tower na to ay gagamitin sa condenser ni refrigeration plant. So, let us say, ito yung condenser. Ito naman si cooling tower. Ayan. Let us say ito ang hot water na galing sa condenser and this is at 0.3. Itong nasa baba, ito yung cold water na ibabalik lang kay condenser galing kay cooling tower that is at 0.4. At ito naman yung flow ng air, this is at 0.1 at ito yung flow ng air palabas at 0.2. Ayun. So basically ang gagawin dito, yung tubig galing kay condenser, mainit na siya kasi ginamit na siya kay condenser. So para lumamig uli siya at magamit uli siya ng condenser, so palalamigin yan dito kay cooling tower by heat and mass transfer with air. Para paglabas niya, cold water na siya at gagamitin uli ni condenser. At kapag nagamit na uli ni condenser, lalabas uli as hot water, then ganun ulit. Okay? Magre-recirculate lang uli yung process. Alright, so ang ating hinahanap dito is yung percent ng makeup water. Okay? So, basically, yung makeup water na tinutukoy natin, let us say MW para sa makeup water, yun lang yung nawawalang mass mula dun sa water na nagsisirculate dito gawa ng nag-i-evaporate siya. Okay? Sumasama sa hangin. Kaya, kumbaga, yung mass dito ng hot water at saka ng cold water is magkaiba. Okay? Kasi kapag lumamig yan, nagkakaroon nga ng evaporation, evaporative cooling by heat and mass transfer with air, so nagkukulang yung amount. Kaya meron tinatawag na makeup water. So again, etong mass of makeup water na to, this is the difference of the mass flow rate ng hot water at 0.3 and yung mass flow rate ng cold water at 0.4. Okay? So, syempre, mas mababa na yung mass ng cold water. Kasi nga, dumaan na siya ng evaporation process, so nagkulang na yung kanyang amount. Alright? Or in terms ng mass ng air or yung amount ng air, so pwede rin natin makuha na yung mass of makeup water is equal sa mass flow rate ng air times yung kanyang change of humidity ratio. Humidity ratio 2 minus humidity ratio 1. Kasi, yung mass ng air natin dito is in terms of kilograms of dry air. Kapag minultiply natin to humidity ratio, ang matitira is in kilograms of water vapor. Okay? So, nagkakaroon nga ng makeup water gawa nga ng water na nag-i-evaporate. So, kaya, pwede natin makuha yung mass ng makeup water in terms ng mass of air times the change of humidity ratio. Ayun. So, identify natin, ito yung ating magiging working equation. Okay, for the mass of makeup water, then divide na lang natin dun sa mass of hot water para makuha natin yung kanyang percentage. Okay? So, analyze lang natin yung mga given properties sa ating problem. So, etong 130 kg per second, ito yung pumasok kay tower. So, that is the hot water at point 3. We have 130 kg per second. At yung kanyang temperature of hot water entering the tower is at 43 degrees Celsius. Then the water is cooled. So paglabas naman daw niya, which is at 0.4, so yung cold water na, lang natin. Yung cold water at 0.4 is may temperature na 30 degrees Celsius. Ayan. Then for air entering, that is at 0.1, there is dry bulb temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and wet bulb temperature na 24 degrees Celsius. And the air leaves, that is at 0.2, with relative humidity of 90% at dry bulb temperature na 32 degrees Celsius. Okay? So, yun nga lang, kailangan nyo dito ng steam table para din sa mga properties na gagamitin for air. Okay? So, ang ibibigay ko dito is yung mga values na, pero tingnan nyo din using your steam table kung paano nakuha yung mga values na ating gagamitin for this one. Alright? Ayan. So, for this air at point 1, so isulat na natin dito yung kanyang mga properties such as yung kanyang humidity ratio at saka ganoon na din yung kanyang enthalpy kasi later on ating magagamit siya. Okay? So, wait lang. This is approximate lang ha. This is approximate. So, isolve ng maayos using your steam table para makuha yung mga properties ng air. So, for humidity ratio 1 at 27 degrees Celsius na dry bulb and 24 degrees Celsius na wet bulb, humidity ratio niya 0.0176 kilograms of vapor per kilograms of dry air. At ang kanyang enthalpy is equal naman sa 72.08 kilojoules per kilogram. Ayan. While dito naman sa point 2, okay, again, maaaring hindi sakto based on your calculation using steam table kasi ang ginagamit ko dito, psychrometric calculator. Pero, approximately, magiging same lang din naman answer. So, dry bulb 2 is 32 degrees Celsius at ang ating relative humidity is 90%. So, based on that, ang humidity ratio 2 is 0.0274. At ang enthalpy 2 ay 102.45. Ayan. Okay. So, again, from properties of psychrometry, we have formulas naman ang pagkuha ng mga properties na ito, such as humidity ratio and enthalpy gamit yung mga given na properties niya. So, isolve using your steam table at i-check kung same ba dito sa aking mga simulan. Alright? But this is correct naman. Yun nga lang ang ginamit ko dito is psychrometric calculator. So, kapag inyong kinompute, maaaring magkaroon ng discrepancy, but at least approximately pareho lang sila. Alright? Ayun. So, kung gagamitin natin itong formula na to para makuha yung mass of makeup water, so may humidity ratios na tayo, yun nga lang wala pa tayong mass ng air. So, pwede nating makuha yung mass ng air gamit naman yung, kapag nag-energy balance kasi tayo dito, wait lang. Kapag nag-energy balance naman tayo dito kay cooling tower, so magkakaroon tayo ng equation na ang mass ni air times yung change of enthalpy niya, H2 minus H1, ay equal sa mass 4, H4 minus mass 3, H3. Ayan. At kung pagsasamahin natin itong dalawa, itong mass balancing at energy balancing na to, okay? Kung pagko-combine natin yan so makakakuha tayo ng formula for the mass flow rate ng air. Okay? So kung ipagko-combine natin sila, ang magiging mass flow rate natin ng air will be mass 3 times H4 minus H3 all over H1 minus H2 minus H4 times the change of humidity ratio 1 minus 2. Okay? Ayan. So, kapag pinag-combine natin itong energy balance na to at saka mass balancing na to, dito kay cooling tower, nanggaling yan dito sa ating diagram na to. So, meron tayong formula dito ng mass flow rate. Ayan, basta lang tama yung ating label. Yung 1 to 2 is for air at yung 3 to 4 ay para kay water. 0.3 is for hot water and 0.4 is for cold water. So yun nga lang, may kulang pa tayong mga enthalpies. Kuhanin lang natin itong para sa water, H3 at saka H4. Manggagaling lang din naman ito sa steam table at they are equal lang sa HF corresponding to their temperatures. So, para kay H3, yan ay equal sa HF at 43 degrees Celsius. So, kung titingnan ninyo ang yung steam table at 43 degrees Celsius, ang HF ay 180.10. 180.10 kilojoules per kilogram. While ang HF at 30 degrees Celsius naman ay 125.70. Okay, so binasa lang natin yan sa steam table. Alright, so ayun, meron na tayong mga properties na yan. So kung isosolve natin si mass flow rate ni air using our calculator, nasa na ba? Ayan. Okay, so substitute lang ang mass 3 is yung given na 130 times H4 5.79 minus 180.10 over H1 72.08 minus H2 102.45 minus H4 125.79 times humidity ratio 1 0.0176 minus 0.0274. Ayun. So, mass flow rate ng air 242.31. 242.31 kilograms of dry air per second. So, kung kukuhanin natin yung mass flow rate ng makeup water, that will be mass of air, 242.31 kilograms of dry air per second, times yung change of humidity ratio niya na 0.0274 minus 0.0176. Humidity ratios are in kilograms of vapor per kilograms of dry. So, cancel ito. So, ang mass of makeup water is in terms of kilograms of vapor. So, multiply na lang natin itong mass natin na-compute sa calculator. So, times change of humidity ratio 0.0274 minus 0.0176. 2.37. 2.37 kilogram of vapor per second. Alright? Ayun. So, ito yung mass of makeup water. Pero kung kukuhanin natin yung kanyang percentage, so yung percentage ng makeup water is yung mass niya na 2.37, di-divide lang natin dun sa mass nung water na dinadala kay cooling tower, which is yung mass ng hot water at 130 kg per second. Then, times 100 na lang. So, itong ating nasa calculator natin, so 2.37, divide lang natin ng 130. Alright? Then, multiply lang natin to 100 para maging percentage. So, this is 1.83. So, percentage of makeup water is 1.83%. Ayun. So, as you can see, hindi natin siya nakuha ng sakto. But, approximately ay malapit naman dun sa ating final answer na letter B na 1.79. So, hindi naman yan pwedeng maging letter D. Okay? And letter C and letter A. Alright? Kasi, ang ginawa din natin dito para sa mga properties ng air, like yung humidity ratio and enthalpy, is by using calculator na lang, okay? Or by psychrometric calculator. But if you're going to try it on your own, gamit yung mga formulas natin ng humidity ratio, enthalpy, at gamit ang steam table, so maaari nyo siyang makuha ng sakto dito. Okay? So approximately, malapit din naman, 1.8%. Okay? So 1.79 or 1.83%. So when we say makeup water, that is the difference of the mass ng hot and cold water, or pwedeng in terms ng mass of water vapor or yung mass ng water na nag-evaporate in terms ng mass ng dry air and its change of humidity ratio. Para makuha natin yung percent of makeup water, so dinivide lang natin dun sa mass ng hot water. Alright? So that is for this problem number 27. Then let us proceed with number 28. Ayan, so hanggang dito lang pala yung ating first part ng ating video discussion na ito. Then, yung second part is para din sa ibang numbers naman. Para nakadivide yung topics na ating i-discuss dito sa video na ito. Okay, itaas lang natin si calculator. Ayan. Alright. Ay. Hindi pala. Alright. So, for number 28, dryer naman, a dryer is to deliver 1,000 kilograms of per hour of cassava with 2% moisture and 20% moisture in the feed. Determine the mass of air required if change in humidity ratio is 0.0165. Okay, so dito, dryer naman. So, drawing lang ulit natin si dryer. So, ito yung flow ng air. Let us say 1 to 2. At ito yung flow naman ng hygroscopic material, which is cassava. Let us say this is 3 to 4. Yan. Okay? So, a dryer is to deliver. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung lumalabas na cassava from the dryer. Ito yung nagiging dried cassava na. Kasi ito yung dinideliver na. So, this is mass at 0.4. And take note that mass is gross weight or gross mass ng cassava. At 0.4, that is 1,000 kilograms per hour. Tapos, meron siyang moisture content at 0.4 din na 2%. Okay? While dun sa feed, which is at 0.3, ang moisture content naman niya ay 20%. So, hindi tayo magkakamali dyan ha. Dapat kasi paglabas ng dryer, mababa ang moisture content. So, ang hinahanap is the mass of air if ang change ng humidity ratio ay equal sa 0.0165 kilograms of vapor per kilograms of dry air. So, basically, makukuha lang natin yung mass of air or mass of dry air by mass balancing dito. Okay? At parang katulad lang din dun sa ating diniscuss kanina dito. Okay? Kay cooling tower kanina. So, by mass balancing dito kay dryer, makukuha natin na yung mass of air is equal lang sa difference ng gross weight ng hygroscopic material, which is mg3 minus mg4, or yung gross weight ng hygroscopic material pagpasok minus gross weight ng hygroscopic material paglabas. Okay? So, hindi palaging 3 minus 4 ha. Nagkataon lang sa ating diagram. Okay? But to make it in general, mg entering minus mg leaving sa dryer over the change of humidity ratio. So, ito yung ating working equation para din sa hinahanap na mass ng air. So, may change of humidity ratio na tayo, may mg4 na. Ang nawawala lang is yung mg2. So, para makuha yung initial na gross weight ng cassava, Manggagaling yan sa constant na bone dry weight. So, i-equate lang natin yung bone dry weight ni cassava kasi nga they are equal. At ang formula nga ng bone dry weight is mg times 1 minus moisture content. mg4 times 1 minus moisture content at once. And galing dito sa equation na to, dyan natin hanapin ang mg2. So, substitute lang mg3, yun yung hinahanap. 1 minus moisture content 3 is 20% or 0.2 equals sa mg4 is 1,000 times 1 minus 0.02 kasi 2%. So, mg3, solve natin using calculator. Ayan. So, ito muna ang mg4, 1,000 times 1 minus 2% or 0.02. Divide na lang natin dun sa 1 minus moisture content 3 na 0.2%. So, ang mg3 is 1225. 1225 kilograms per hour. Then, meron na ang mg3, so makukuha na natin ang mass of air required. So, substitute, mg3 is 1225, mg4 is 1,000. Or, again, ito yung difference ng gross weight ng isang hygroscopic material kay dryer. At yung difference ng gross weight ay in terms ng kilograms of water vapor. Kasi bumababa ang gross weight ng isang hygroscopic material kasi nababawasan niya ang kanyang moisture content. Nababawas yung moisture content by evaporation. Kaya this is in terms of kilograms ng vapor per hour. At ang change of humidity ratio is 0.0165 kilograms of dry air per kilograms of water vapor per kilograms of dry. So, cancel out ito. So, makukuha nating mass of air is in kilograms of dry air per hour. Alright. So, 1225 minus 1,000 over 0.0165. Tama ba? Ay, malaki. Naka per second. Okay. So, 13636.3636. 13636.3636. Ito is naka kilograms of dry air per hour. So, ang ating nasa choices is naka per second. So, divide lang natin ng 3,600. So, divide 3,600. So, that will be 3.79. Approximately 3.79 kilograms of dry air per second. So, this is the amount of dry air na ginagamit for this line, which is letter C. Okay? So, again, for this video, part 1 pa lang ito. That is number 23 hanggang number 28. Okay? And this first part is about refrigeration and air conditioning. So, watch out for the second part para dun sa sunod na topic for another discussion dun sa mga sunod na numbers dito sa ating pipe profession. Okay? So, if you have questions again dun sa ating naging discussion sa mga problems na to, so mag-message lang. Alright? And mag-compute on your own para alam nyo din kung paano yung pagko-compute. Okay? And masanay rin kayo sa pagko-compute sa mga problems na ating dinidiscuss. Alright? So, again, watch out for the second part ng ating video discussion. Thank you.